Folks, welcome to the final Torah portion of the year, V'zos Habracha, where not only do we end the learning of the Torah, but it's also the end of the life of the greatest person, the greatest personality in the Torah, Moshe Rabbeinu. The Torah talks about a couple of points regarding his demise. Firstly, talking about the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu died at the age of 120, which, by the way, when a person comes of age during a birthday, the correct salutation, based on the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu lived until he was 120, is Ad Mea Esrim. Unless, of course, the person is turning 120, in which case we say, have a nice day. All kidding aside, the second part of talking about the demise of Moshe Rabbeinu is the Torah says that he lived with vigor. His life every day was a life of vigor. What does that mean? Is that it's not only the length, but it's the quality of Moshe Rabbeinu's life. We're in the final days of Zman Simcha, the Chag of happiness. What is it that helps a person have vigor, that also helps a person to have happiness? And that is the antithesis of being selfish or narcissistic. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, by definition, is a giver. And by simulating that trait, being a giver, perforce one has true Simcha, which is one of the reasons, as I pointed out earlier in a Project Inspire video, that being around folks that are in Hollywood, being around the so-called fame and fortune, one sees a disproportionate amount of pain and unhappiness, which seems quite ironic, unless you really get to know some of these folks and you realize that they are selfish people, self-absorbed, and such a person, by definition, feels like they are a fraud and will never have the feeling of having true self-esteem. Because the Torah is teaching us that to really have self-esteem, one has to do esteemable acts. Esteemable acts means going beyond oneself, being selfless, caring about other people. So as we end the final Parsha of the year, as we end a very, very tough year, may I wish each and every one of you in the year 5781 a true year of Simcha. Let us take the lesson of V'zos Habracha, that it's not only the days of the years, it's the year in each day. It's the quality of giving, of being like HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You should be gebenched. Everyone should have a good kvittel, a good yontif, and a good Shabbos.